Hi everyone, in this lesson for grade 9 we have 2.7, which is solving quadratic equations by completing the square. This is the second way that we study. In the other lesson that we studied by zero product, factor and zero product. But in this one that we cannot factor and do it by zero product, we think about another way to solve the equation that we have, like those equations we have here. For example, x power 2 equals 16. For this question, whenever we have something power 2 equals number, something power 2 alone in one side equals a number, directly we can take square roots to get the answer, square root of both of the sides. This one we will get x equals 4. Always for the square roots we have two different answers, one positive, one negative. The same number, the same thing, but one positive, one negative. Or x equals negative 4. These are the two answers for this one. The other one, we have x power 2 plus 4 equals 0. For the kind of factors, GCF, factoring, I don't know, difference of two square, perfect trinomial, none of them we can factor. This is none of the cases. So in this one, we try to get x power 2 in one side, the number to the other side, we move it to the other side. We will get x power 2 equals negative 4. Now we have x power 2 equals negative 4, we can take square root of both of the sides. But we see that now we have square root of negative number. In this case, always when you have square root of negative number, we will say there is no solution for this question. Always when something power to equal negative number, you will get no solution from this question, because we don't have any number to multiply by itself equals negative 4. The third example that we have, we can solve it by difference of 2 square. It's possible you can do, but now we study the one which is completing the square. We need to know that for those questions that we have x power 2, how we can solve it, to isolate x power 2 and all the other numbers to the other side, how we can solve. We do by the other way. But even if you want, at the time of the exams in anything, you can solve it by difference of 2 square. It will be 2x minus 5, 2x plus 5 equals 0, 2x minus 5 equals 0, or 2x plus 5 equals 0. You can do by this way. But now we solve for to have x power 2 in one side and the other numbers in the other side. To make x power 2 alone, we divide by 4. Then x power 2 equals 25 over 4. In this case that you have x power 2 equals some numbers, you take the square roots. Then you will say x equals 25 came from 5 multiply 5, 4 came 2 multiply 2, or x equals negative of that number, which is negative 5 over 2. If you solve by the other way as well, by difference of 2 square from the beginning, you will get the same two results. Always if a question was possible to solve by three different ways, in all of them you must get the same result. Now for this one, we have 0 equal negative 2x power 2 plus 80. To make x power 2 alone in one side, we will move it. It will be 2x power 2 equals positive 80. We just move this one. For that, we divide by 2. X power 2 equals 40. Because we have x power 2, we take square root. Then x equals, in this case, it's possible to give you the answer as positive root of 40, negative root of 40. It's one possible answer that can be given. or to simplify that, 40, we know that it came from 4 multiplied by 10, and we can take it out. It will be 2 square root of 10. This one is the most common and more important to know. 40 means the simplest form of 40 is 2 square root of 10. It means x equals 2 square root of 10, or x equals negative 2 square root of 10. For these 4 questions that we studied now, we learned that was for if we have only x power 2 and number. If we have x power 2 and number, we will put the x power 2 in one side and the numbers to the other side, then we take the square roots. But the next 2 questions, we have x power 2, we have x, we have number. Let's see how we solve them. If it is x power 2 and number, only x power 2 to one side, numbers to the other side, take square root. If it is the other one, which is x power 2, x and number, we solve by completing the square. Let's see how we do. Question 5 and 6, we have x power 2, x and number. In this case, which is not perfect, these numbers are not perfect, and this is not perfect trinomial, 3 parts but not perfect, and we cannot factor any one of them. In this case, we think about completing the square. In completing the square, what you must do, first step, you must put x power 2 and x in one side equal number in the other side. X power 2 x in one side equal the number to the other side. In this one, we do the same. You must arrange at first x power 2 and x in one side, then equal the other number to the other side. Yes, it's already, we have 14x equals 15. Now we will have another number to make it complete square. To make it complete square, always you take the number with x. The number with x, not with x power 2. The number with x, you will take that number always, it's rule, it's fixed, never change. This number divide by 2, then power by 2. It would be 7 power 2, which is 49. This number that you had with the x, you divide by 2 power 2, you will get that number. Whatever you got, you add it for both of the sides. You plus both of the sides. These rules are for all the questions that we have x power 2, x and number, and cannot be factored. You must do by this way. Take the number with x, divide by 2 power 2, add for both of the sides. Now it's perfect. It's perfect trinomial. X power 2, 49. We can make it x, the first sign we said, 7 power 2 equals, how much? It will be 64. Now we have something power 2 equals number. You will take the square root. You will get x plus 7 equal positive square root of 64, or x plus 7, what we have in the square root, equals negative of that number. So to find x, we will get 8 minus 7, which is x equals 1. This is for the first answer. Or x equals negative 8 minus 7. X equals negative 15. That's done for the first question. For the next one, we set always x power 2 and x for one side, the number to the other side of the equal. We did the first step because it cannot be factored by any way of the ways. We will take the number with x, we divide by 2, power 2. It will be negative 1 power 2, which is 1. This number that you got, you add for both of the sides. Now we can make it a bracket power 2, which will be x 1, this is minus in between, power 2. It means x minus 1 equals 3, 2 plus 1. Then you will take the square root of both of the sides. Now we say x minus 1 equals square root of 3, because square root of 3 we cannot take it out. X minus 1 equals square root of 3, or x minus 1 equals negative square root of 3. We just want to have x in one side, move that. X equals square root of 3. Be careful, you cannot say 3 plus 1, because it's inside, it's outside. You cannot say 4. It will stay just like that. This is the final answer. Or x equals negative square root of 3 plus 1. These two answers we have for this question. That's all about solving by completing the square. This is in case if you couldn't factor them, you must make complete square. We had two different kind of questions, when we have just x power 2 and number, or if you have x power 2, x and number. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.